that consolidation range, and keep in mind it's at a level of interest. It's right at 54.16, up about 6 points on this position so far. 3-to-1 risk on it already. Depending on this break, I'm either going to sell 50 or 75%, depending how strong this break is at the 26s. If it's a weak break, I'm going to sell 75%. If it's a strong break, I'm going to sell 50%. 26 and 3/4 out 75%. We'll hold the remainder contract. Stop's going to be placed at the 20s. So guaranteed 2.5 points on the remainder 25%. Out the remainder 25% at 54.20 and 3/4. I'm trying this thing long at the 17s here. It's going to either work out right away or it's not going to work out. I'm going to put my stop loss under the 15.5s. Small
Oh, I'm streaming. I did not even notice I was streaming. Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna start anyways. So I'm gonna go over my trade. I was trying to figure out what exactly he was looking at. This is I'm in the investor trade group as well, and I try to follow the seeds. I try to reverse engineer some of the things that he's looking at to see if it makes sense with what I see in the market. I was trying to see if he was looking at the 1 minute or the 5 minute Carmine. Look like he was looking at the 1 minute here. So basically, this is the candle price action that he's looking at. It coincides with, you can see on the 30 minute what's going on, but it didn't hit any of the levels I was interested in, so I didn't get into this trade. He was live, but I don't follow his live anymore because it's just too much information for me, along with what the market is happening. Just so I just need to focus on what I understand. But I'm gonna play it real quickly, and then I'll get into back
2-point risk on this for potential 9-10 point for reward
right around here.
to the first target. Just when I see a market break a low and then reclaim back into the range, I have to take a stab at it. You know, I can't sit here and not take a stab at it. Broke under the low, reclaim back into that consolidation range, and keep in mind it's at a level of interest. It's right at 54.16, up about 6 points on this position so far. 3-to-1 risk on it already. Depending on this break, I'm either going to sell 50 or 75%, depending how strong this break is at the 26s. If it's a weak break, I'm going to sell 75%. If it's a strong break, I'm going to sell 50%. 26 and 3/4 out 75%. We'll hold the remainder contract. Stop's going to be placed at the 20s. So guaranteed 2.5 points on the remainder 25%. Out the remainder 25% at 54.20 and 3/4. I'm trying this thing long.
And he made about 7,000 on just that trade right there. Crazy, 7,000, about almost 8,000. So basically got in around like 16s and then up. That wasn't my level. I was more interested in this lower part here, but this came way after. Um, so I'll just go over the idea of what I was looking for. For this one, I wanted to see price bounce and retest or come with 10,000 volume. We didn't get neither one of those. So when price came to that level around 12:30, which is sometimes you always get a reversal. We seem to always get somewhat of a reversal around 12:30 after the London session closes if we hit a level. And that's exactly what we did. But the volume that came was like here and there, right? You got 5,000 here. So price is just setting up for it. So when the noon session changed over, price dumped hard. And I said, oh, okay, maybe it's because it's Yellen, because Yellen was speaking around 12 o'clock. I think Yellen spoke today at 12 o'clock as per Forex Factory, right? 12 o'clock. Thursday, yeah. So Yellen spoke at 12 o'clock, and then we also had an FOMC speaker speaking, and then we had bonds. So I thought that maybe it was because Yellen was up, and but price caught my level, but I had walked away. After this, I walked away, and I just went and got lunch, and price reversed from there. We had an engulfing candle here, which could have been my entry on this 1 minute for about 4 points, and then could have just probably got it back to the tops here or try to reach for these levels here for about 13 points. All right, that would have been more of my play. And then try to look for the full reversal to the 50%. So from here, like this, boom, right? So I'm looking at this level here. So to that, with my 2-to-1, main goal would have been trying to come back up to here, but I'll ideally here, and that took about an hour. So staying in this trade for about an hour, all right, and just having to be patient without being so zoomed into the 1 minute, because you know, being in the 1 minute after we hit my 2-1, I may have been like, let me just exit this trade instead of letting it work out. So, but that would have been a nice trade for about an hour to get this much price action. The reason I wouldn't have taken this trade is because, one, we didn't have a 10K volume to show me that price was really hungry to move up. I don't think we even got that at all after the session opened. Yeah, this was the only one, and then it was just basically dry the entire time, and then we always get a spike at the end of the day. So, and then the other one was that we didn't get like a candle like this, but yeah, this type of candle right down here on the 5 or the 15 or the 30. Let's go into the 15. Yeah, see, everything was a straight reversal candle. Like if this candle like this was down here, I'd be more prone to creating a channel to look for a retest back up, or if it just had the 10K volume. This one here was a good one, but it was right at the open and we sold off. So I never got any of my signals that I wanted, which is the inverted hammers or the hammer candle with the long wicks and retest, or the 10K. Those are the things that I've been seeing that works for me the best. What we did have was that as ES went up, as VIX went up to my level that I had here that I marked as important, and ES was down here bouncing, and NQ was hitting point of control. I do remember that before I walked away, that price looked weird because it didn't stop short. It went kind of through and to that level. Where did we close at? 5409.75. Let's see what my low as this level is. 5409. Right, so it kind of like went through and to that level, so it kind of like felt weird. So I didn't even like this candle itself because it was between breaking out and not breaking out. So I couldn't understand what was really going on in this level. But if we look at the volume here, it does shows interest. We have red, red, and red, and we didn't fully break out. And then we had that reversal on the 1 minute here that engulfed all of this. I think if I put my indicator engulfing, that it will show that it engulfed that. I think so. Let's see. Nope, it doesn't show it. Wow. But they definitely engulfed all of this here. Um, so, but I didn't take this trade at all. I'm just gonna let that one go and be on its merry way. And I'll try again tomorrow. But as a note for me, I'm gonna look for working on just prices hitting the same levels and looking for the volume as I slow myself down. Other than that, there wasn't really much for me. We did have a pre-market move, which was here, where we hit my level, and once again, what played out here played out there. What the heck? I'm just not noticing that. What played out here played out here in the afternoon session. So the 8:30 session did that at the 5 minute, and then the 12:30 session did the same thing. That is funny. The 12:30 to the 12 to 12:30 to 1 o'clock session did the same thing. That is really funny. So price kind of repeated itself, just at different price time frames. So wow, that's something to see. So that's it for today. Don't really have anything to really say besides pointing out that the levels are making sense. The levels are making sense. Volumes are making sense. It's just not able to catch any other plays, and you just got to be patient. And I'll come back tomorrow and try again. All right, that's it for me today.